All right, let's do this. Let's do this really rehearsed. Welcome to the Little Wins podcast, where we're two sad boys today.
We're mourning.
To be honest, I've never had a bigger existential crisis than after this fucking episode.
Jesus.
Because it made me realize that we still have 5 more to go.
This is going to be a long ass series to say the least.
Because it's just this episode broke me in a few ways. Not because anything monumental happened, but mainly because nothing monumental happened. Not even in perspective to the show, just no.
It's just a lot of nothingness and just drama. It feels like I'm back in high school, with just drama going on and you just could not care.
And at least so in high school, it's but I know these people, or you're bored day to day. So, this is some entertainment.
Yeah.
I have never been closer to the cliff's edge than after this episode, because it's just given me so little faith in not only our generation, but just humanity in general.
Yeah. The cliff looks enticing at this point, to be honest.
It really does. There's this philosophical theory about I don't know if you've ever stood on a really high ledge and you stand really close to it and you look down and you feel this sudden this weird urge to the call of the void.
Yeah.
I've never felt that call be stronger than now. Our second story balconies calling my name.
Wow, that got very dark.
I know.
Very quick.
I'm struggling.
Yeah, and but the saddest part is that our second balcony wouldn't even end our suffering.
No,
we would probably survive that.
So you were right about the we kind of knew that they were going to go into lockdown because we saw the first few seconds last week.
Yeah.
So the episode started of the Hype House, episode 3 of the Hype House. They were all in lockdown as predicted because Larry had COVID
and went to the party knowingly,
apparently, and that meant that all the Hype House was stuck in said Hype House together.
Yeah,
they were stuck in a mansion.
Honestly, it would be they could have used that as the perfect business vantage. You're in lockdown, so hey, which we'll get into because Thomas keeps fucking hammering on that we need to make content. Well, we're stuck in a house for 10 days with each other. Let's make some content.
Yeah. And sure, maybe they have to distance or whatever. Maybe they can do some funny shit with that, they have to distance or whatever. But also you're all in the same house.
I don't think they had to socially distance in the house. I mean,
because you had Mia saying to Alex, what are you doing in his room if I can't see my grandparents because of you, blah, blah, blah. So I don't think they even know the rules themselves. But maybe it's because there are so many of them. I don't know what the rules
or maybe
are.
Some were sick and some aren't. So the sick ones
some went
can't
some went to the party, but others didn't. Maybe.
Again, couldn't really give a fuck, so I wasn't paying attention.
I think because I give a shred of a fuck, because I like making these episodes, right? But also the show's just making it so hard to give a fuck.
Yeah, the show just lost the fucking plot, honestly.
The little plot that I had.
Yeah.
It's fumbled.
Yeah.
But what the interesting part is they're all in lockdown, as you said, and they're not fucking doing Alex is dude, I just hate being in the house, and I hate it's driving me crazy. Motherfuckers, you're in a mansion.
Yeah.
At least you can walk around your backyard, which is huge.
You've got your fucking, all you do is make TikToks in game. Can't just do that, but you're forced to do that.
Vinny didn't even know they're in lockdown. He was just in his room on Twitch anyway.
It was being mad.
That's
literally
Fortnite.
Your dream. It's just that probably because the government forced him to do it. He doesn't want to do it.
Yeah,
now.
and he ain't about that.
He ain't no fucking Sigma male.
God, no, he is a Sigma male. He's just, but there wasn't really anything notable about the whole COVID thing.
Which is going to make it hard to talk about, but we will dig deep. We will scrape tooth and nail to find some sort of content within this content list show.
It's you know what, mate? This episode really has highlighted one of my, and I'll get to it mainly at the end, but I'll just bring it up now. One of my main issues with this show is that it's really refusing to dig deep into these people's personal lives, at least at this point. With the, I'll talk about it later with Larry, right? The show doesn't ask the people tough questions. It doesn't ask how are you going in lockdown? What are you doing to keep yourselves occupied? How has COVID impacted you as a content creator and collaborating with others? How has the pandemic helped people become popular because people are inside on their phones or whatever? Like, no, the show refuses to look at these somewhat interesting topics that you could possibly squeeze out of these lifeless people. And it's just like, I hate being inside. It sucks. It's just, who gives a flying fuck? All hope is lost. I don't know what I'm doing with my own life now.
I agree. I'm joking. I no, 100%. Like, we could be, it could be interesting to find out, how does COVID affect TikTok and social media and like the biggest social media stars at this given time. But no, it's literally, just them 12-year-olds complaining. You're like, oh, sick. And it's like, hey, which will bring us into the first thing. What should we do about this COVID lockdown? Let's go for a thrift shop package. And they just go thrift shopping. Yay.
Thank God. I'm amazed they didn't play Thrift Shop by Macklemore. That is the most impressive feat, arguably.
They probably didn't get the rights to it, so.
Probably. But I think that's probably one of the biggest feat we as white people have made.
Yeah.
That we've gone to a thrift shop without a reference. That's our biggest crime, is when Macklemore won the Grammy over Kendrick Lamar. That's really what we as white people should be apologizing for. Like, guys, we didn't mean to make Macklemore famous. We promise we were just listening as a joke. We felt kind of bad for him. The
joke's over now, but we just keep going.
That even Macklemore himself, when he got the Grammy for Best Album, texted Kendrick Lamar, "Hey, bro, I'm really sorry."
At least he's self-aware.
So they go thrift shopping.
Thrift shopping. And, we saw Lil Huddy, a.k.a. Chase, put on a beanie or two. And then the other curly-headed fucks that were with him try on some clothes.
One who we hadn't really seen before, whose name I've already forgotten.
Yeah, because he's that forgettable.
I don't even know what the fuck he does. That's what I've noticed of the last 2 episodes, is that more characters being introduced as like member of the Hype House. How many more are there that we haven't fucking seen? How big is this house?
There's just untapped potential here.
But what the fuck do they do?
Either, you got to limit to this, they either can dance really well or they look really good shirtless. And so, or they're a prank person. They're in for pranks.
Because I guess Alex is more YouTube than TikTok.
Yeah. He films the shit. He's the filmer.
That's true.
And he's just dating that famous girl.
He's the auteur.
Wait, Caveat wasn't in this at all.
Oh yeah, Caveat wasn't in this at all.
That's kind of weird.
I wonder what the fuck she was doing.
She was in the background, but she didn't get any screen time. Yeah.
That's strange.
I don't really care. Over the thrift shop, nothing really happened besides, like, as you know, Larry, just a quick speed up. Larry went to a COVID party, blamed Nikita, and then Nikita nearly got in trouble, but she's like, what the fuck? Like, no, it was all Larry's fault.
Which I do kind of agree. It's not Nikita's fault if he went to a party, right?
100%.
It's his fucking actions.
So Larry was spending the whole time with the boys saying like, hey, like, do you know why Nikita's mad at me? Like, I can't even think of anything of why we should be mad to me. I could think of a fucking couple. Even all the boys were like, I don't want to get into that because, like, it's a kind of pretty big deal what you did, and I don't want to go to war with Nikita, and I wouldn't want to go to war with Nikita either.
Have you, bruh, she's fucking scary.
She's fucking feisty.
What if she organizes like another dodgeball game, or she talks about how she wants to play with more balls?
Yeah, fuck me. And she talks about balls more this episode
than we thought in the last. We thought we kind of memed a bit of like,
we were memeing it because it's like ironic, but now I think she knows it's ironic
because she's just talking about balls still. Why? I just like playing with some balls. Nikita, we get it. You like sex. Newsflash, we all do. It's fine. It's just but you know what? Larry then did something a little bit manipulative though, in my opinion, which just made matters fucking worse.
Yeah.
Which is like to one of the other curly-headed fucks whose name I've already forgotten, who was at the skate park or something later with Nikita.
Oh yeah.
Where he's like, oh, call Nikita now and she'll answer. And she did. She answered, right? And it's like, she's like, oh yeah, what are you doing? Blah, blah, blah. Not even a relevant conversation. And then Larry's like, watch this. And he tries to call Nikita and she doesn't answer. And he's like, I've been dealing with this all week. Yeah, no fucking shit, fuckhead. It's because you went to it. Like, how is no one, this is again, a big problem with the show. Why aren't the producers asking him, hey, do you feel guilty for what you did? Do you feel like what you did was wrong at all? Like, do you feel bad for having all of the hype house have to and the crew of this to isolate for 2 weeks?
Yeah, and then that's the thing. He's trying to play off that he doesn't know what's going on. I have no idea what I did. Mate, wouldn't it be kind of sus if you haven't seen anyone because they all have to quarantine because they've been in contact with you? Or because we couldn't film, the show couldn't film you because we had to quarantine because of you? And mate, it doesn't fucking take Albert Einstein to figure out that you're the one to blame for this COVID thing.
Just walk around Hollywood Boulevard. Where the fuck is everyone?
Why is everyone in lockdown? Why can't no one go out? Oh, because you're fucking ground zero, mate.
Because you tested positive for COVID and you're like, oh fuck, that's like, just to sidetrack real quick because it's more interesting than this shit. So as I've talked to you about, so we had a similar situation happen in Adelaide where I'm from. Actually, when I was down there for Christmas, like late last year, obviously. So we had some fuckhead whose name is all over the news. I'm not going to mention it, but pretty much he tested positive for COVID. He was about 19, same age as Larry, right? Tested positive for COVID one night and was like, fuck. So he went out to the clubs and was responsible for a bunch of people getting COVID and missing Christmas with their families and was memed on completely, is going to get fined, possibly arrested, could go to jail for like 2 years. He's been named and shamed in all the like Adelaide newspapers. All the people who are like around our age know who he is. It's Adelaide. Word gets around pretty quick. How the fuck is Larry Dodge being cancelled, which they're also worried about? How has he dodged it? It's incredible. It's so frustrating.
Especially when he has actually like a brand and doesn't he have a brand? If he's got such a following, like, you know.
He's straight out of Compton.
Yeah. Why is no one hating on him? The only thing that was funny out of the thrift shop scene was that this skater guy, he was like, it was like the first time he's ever had alcohol and he's trying to flex that he wants to drink all the time. As soon as they walked in, like, yeah, bro, I need to have a mojito in my hand really soon. And then I was like, okay. And then Larry's complaining about how he doesn't know why everyone's mad. He's like, yeah, man, I reckon we should just get some alcohol and just sip on that all night. It's like, bro.
We get it.
We get it. You're a drinker.
That's cute. I remember my first beer.
Yeah, legit. That fucking.
And he's like, I don't know, 19 or 20 or something. He's not even of age in America.
Skater boy. Yeah, so I don't even know if he's able to drink.
No, not but that's what makes him fucking
That's why he's fucking edgy, bro. That's why I just need a beer in my hand. Just get over society.
Bro, we're in a thrift shop right now. I need a 45. That's some American shit. I don't know what a 45 is.
I don't know. It could either be a gun or a drink. So
or both.
That's America.
Hey, bro, let's shotgun this beer. That was a dumb joke. Anyway, they are.
Then we got to the nuts and crux of it, of the rent issue.
Oh, yeah.
Because Thomas has been going on about this rent for about 3 episodes now.
Which I kind of get.
Yeah.
But also, has he got anything else to his fucking
Literally
character?
the only words that come out of his mouth is like the rent. Who's going to pay the rent?
He just seems like he's going to lose his hair soon. He's like, guys, please just do a 30-second fucking ad. They're like, yeah, but that's just not my brand, bro. What the fuck do you mean? You live in a mansion. You're part of the hype house. That is the brand.
And I know. And now we side with him because apparently the rent for the hype house is 80 G's a month.
That's fucked in AUD, Australian dollars. That's very roughly.
It'd be like over 100,000.
It's 160,000 roughly. It's like roughly double my math might be wrong there, but it's roughly double. So let's be generous. Let's say $120,000 a month.
Let's do that.
Holy fuck. That's not even including Chase's mansion.
Yeah.
Which is probably about the same.
And like all he's asking is like, guys, can you pay like do a 30-second TikTok so I can fucking pay for this shit? And now I understand, like, it's not that hard for them just to do a 30-second thing to pay for the rent. And that's bare
minimum.
Yeah.
Like they should be doing more than the bare minimum. They shouldn't be doing like one 30-second video a week. It's like, isn't this your whole fucking...
And why is it so hard to fucking do a TikTok video?
It's not hard. Where like Vinny, which we'll get to in a second, for example, he does thirst traps, right? And kind of similar to Chase. Like, no offense, guys. That's not hard to make. That's not hard content.
Yeah.
Just whip your shirt off, mouth lyrics to fucking Juice WRLD or whoever, and
stick your tongue out,
and get that bag, as they would say.
Well, that's what Vinny literally said, that because they focus on Vinny this app because he's a fucking
weirdo,
gamer nerd dude, and
he's not like other boys.
He said exactly that. He's like, oh, so a thirst trap. So what I got to do basically is just take my shirt off, mouth the lyrics, and do a little dance. And I was like, fuck me, man.
1 million followers.
That sounds pretty hard.
But also, respect as well. He's fully self-aware of what he's doing.
Yeah.
Like he isn't like saying like, I'm an artist, you know. He's just saying like, oh, it just kind of accidentally happened and here I am.
Yeah.
So that I can kind of like, I'm like, okay, cool. At least you're fucking self-aware, you know. But we'll get into Vinny in a second. We'll get to Vinny because I would love to talk about Vinny. But the point being is that little Chase is like, yeah, but I have other things to this brand that I can do apart from TikToks. Like I got a good eye for talent. I get up on the business side. I can meet like and then Thomas just calls me out. It's like, you've talked about that and nothing's ever fucking happened.
Yeah.
And I'm like, fair enough, dude. But you're telling me you're not willing to do a 30-second ad, but you're going to do like a meeting a week? Get fucked. You're not going to do shit.
He sounds pretty fucking lazy. And he even said like, oh, okay, I'll finally pay for my own rent. I'm like, well, fuck, man. Are you ready to give up 80K a month for rent? And he's saying like, oh, I've got to hold my financials. Like, okay, just give me the lease. I'll pay for it. I'm like, mate, I think it's going to be a little bit fucking harder than that for a mansion. And then you're going to have to like.
Yeah, well, apparently he has other roommates, which when the fuck did that happen?
So are they living in there for free as well? And it's just like Chase got to pick them and then Thomas now has to pay for their rent and all that crap.
I feel like Thomas is just being fucked over.
Yeah, Thomas is getting fucked over.
Dude, Chase is like, hey, Thomas, you see that concrete seat Alex is sitting in? Thomas is like, yeah. He's like, do you want to bend over it for a second just while I fuck you?
He's literally
and take all your money.
Getting fucked over
that uncomfortable concrete couch. But I think let's go to Vinny for a second because I'd love to fucking talk about Vinny. Oh my God. He's just so angry for some reason.
He's so mad. I don't know who hurt him.
He just walks into the kitchen. Everyone's just sitting around the table. Is like, fuck, if anyone talks to me, I'm just going to like, I don't care who it is. I'm just going to like punch him. Like
literally he said that, like quoting is like, no one come talk to me. The next person that talks to me, I'm going to punch in the face.
Mia comes in. Hey, Vinny, would you like a
uppercut?
Just KO. Like Scott Pilgrim coins come out, you know?
Like, fucking hell.
He's just such a, and he's saying, oh, he likes Twitch streaming, but this is the main thing I find interesting about him. Is like, I don't like the social media shit. Then why the fuck are you doing it?
Yeah.
He's like, I just don't like it. You know, I don't like all the attention. And all the other guys are like, yeah, he just doesn't like all the attention. Then why did he join? At the end of the day, he chose to join the Hype House.
Yeah.
He chooses to keep doing TikToks. He chooses to Twitch stream, which by the way, like if he prefers Twitch streaming to TikTok, that's fine. That's so cool, dude. Like I get it. Maybe you're more of a gamer nerd and you like, I'd prefer to watch your Twitch streams and your TikTok stuff. Like that's, you know, and he seems pretty passionate about that, right? That's cool. That's sick. But don't give me this whole, I don't like the attention shit. And like, again, to bring up the issue, he goes, yeah, I've had some like really crazy female fans like do some weird shit. Elaborate. Let's get into that. That sounds interesting.
Yeah.
But let's not fucking talk about that, shall we? Let's just talk about how he'd like to uppercut the next dude that comes through the kitchen.
Yeah, why are you so mad? Like, tell us about that. Because he goes like, yeah, oh, I'm just battling with some things. Like, what is it? Like, is it the social media life that's been so hard? Is it the isolation that's been hard? Like, what is going on? Instead of him just going, yeah, so what a thirst trap is you take your shirt off. Okay, sick, bro. I'm glad I know that now.
That's so cool. I'm glad I have that information. It's not, and who the fuck do they think's watching this? 50-year-old boomers? You and I know what a thirst trap is. Like most of the audience watching this shit know what the fuck a thirst trap is.
And it's probably good to know because it's probably every kid out there these days is probably like, I want to be a TikTok star. I want to be a YouTuber. I want to be a streamer because it's like, you know, it seems so
glamorous.
Yeah, glamorous.
And kind of easy.
Yeah, kind of easy. But then if these guys come out saying like, hey, it's actually quite hard. You got to battle with this. You got to deal with, you know, publicity, deal with brands and all this stuff for like one wrong move. It's probably good for kids that are watching this to be like, oh, fuck. Maybe it's not as glamorous as I thought.
See, that's a fucking great point. See, why? That's such a good point. That would have been great to be like, get a bit more in depth into these guys' lives or how hard it can be to be a social media influencer.
Yeah.
Even in terms of like the whole cancel culture thing where they just don't talk about the severity of it. Because this cunt Larry fucking did a bad, arguably cancelable thing and he didn't get cancelled.
Didn't get cancelled.
He's fine.
He must have some fucking protection bubble around him. I don't know what the fuck he did.
I don't know either, to be honest with you. But I think that's such a good point though, because the show could talk about like, oh, like, you know, I do these thirst traps, but, you know, whenever I meet people in the street or whenever people want to collab, you know, they only see me as this, but I have other interests, or like Twitch is really helping me, you know, evolve, having to learn to entertain people with my personality, or having to do a different skill set, but I have to put in a lot of work. And because
Vinny would be the best point because he wasn't like he was famous before, like this is what he wanted to do. He was famous like overnight, then he had to deal with it. So what's that like? Like imagine tomorrow we post this, tomorrow we blow up and we have like millions of followers.
Manscaped finally sponsored us.
Sponsor us. It's going great, how do you deal with that? Like we could kind of get, it'd be interesting at least just to delve into that.
Yeah, it'd be more
but
interesting
no,
than this
we need
shit.
to know what a fucking thirst trap is.
Like it's just that's why this episode makes me feel like I'm insane.
Yeah.
Because it's just so surface. It's just one giant ad for the Hype House, and they refuse to just get any shred of authenticity for anything.
By the way, living in the Hype House seems tragic. Seems shit. But Vinny is so mad. He hates what he's doing, but is still. And also, here's another thing, just quickly about Vinny. Like, he's so mad because he hates what he does and doesn't like it. But hey, buddy, that's life. A lot of us don't like the work we do, but we have to do the work so we can pay the bills and we can do things. Sorry that it's so hard to fucking take your shirt off and dance and then do Twitch streaming on the side. Fuck, man, that sucks.
That sucks,
dude.
bro.
I just hate it. Why is everyone on my back, bro? If they're not on your back to do it, you're gonna end up on the streets. You're gonna not have a house to live in. Like fucking just
get
man
some
up and
fucking
do it.
perspective, which is hard because he's 18, so he doesn't have perspective for shit.
And he's got shit tattoos, and that's on you, buddy. If you want to have shit tattoos like that, if you want to have a redback spider in the middle of your chest, hey, understand.
Dude,
that's on you.
You should like not have that many tattoos at the age of 18, man. You got to like evolve your, you got to mature a bit because I guarantee you in 2-3 years, you're going to look at them and go, fuck, damn it. Why did I get this fucking spider on my chest?
It's fucking very prominent.
It is. It's right in the middle of his chest. And it's like.
Everyone's just such a smexy bod too.
I know, right? Fuck. But I'm also just it reminded me as well, Thomas, right? At first, I kind of understood his plight, and I still do. He wants to just pay rent. But also, fuck, man, he literally lost a bit of respect for me when he's like, oh, yeah, ever since I was a kid, even when everyone else had money and I didn't, I'd like do whatever I could to make a quick buck. Like I'd buy headphones online and I'd resell them for a higher price. Oh, so you're a scam artist. Like, that's sick. Awesome. So you'll do anything for a quick buck. I'm glad your values, man, are so
but
amazing.
He was also trying to say, like, he's an entrepreneur at blood. He's like, as long as I can remember, I was always an entrepreneur. Like, I always wanted to do this kind of stuff. I'm like, oh, so you're telling me as a kid, you wanted to fucking have a mansion with 20 people and pay for 2 mansions and film TikToks. Yeah, dude, that was your dream?
Dude, he was Gary Vee before Gary Vee was cool. He's like in high school, these headphones will change your life, okay? Yeah. If you don't wear these headphones, I will murder your parents.
I'm gonna picture this, all right? Picture your family getting shot in the face. Is that what he said?
I think that's what he says, yeah. Like, I've seen the video, but I've also seen, like, as our Lord and Savior's TMG, Tiny Meat Gang, Cody Cohen, whatever, talk about it as well. But he's such a fucking, I don't know, just the mindset these guys have is kind of similar to Gary Vee in terms of like it's this very entrepreneur mindset of like everything is just hyper business focused, and it's just kind of sad to see them not be kids. It's
getting away from them at the least.
That's all I'm just feeling sad about. It's just that these aren't kids, man. They're just
a bunch of fucking nerds. Haha.
And we're nerds, but at least we're nerds in private.
Yeah.
At least
they got all the exposure.
At least when we make a mistake, millions of people aren't seeing it.
Yeah.
But apart from that, there's just like that irrelevant dinner.
Party. Nikita has a cry because of Larry, but we'll get into that at the end.
Yeah.
Next, I have the prank on Alex, which is kind of meh.
That was kind of pointless.
It was very minimal, like, because Alex always pranks everyone else. So like, oh, this is our chance to get him back. And then they kind of fucked it up. So basically, they're going to do like can you guess the object when you're blindfolded? And they were going to use mouse traps or whatever.
Yeah.
And so there's going to, obviously, the mouse trap would hit his finger. It would hurt. Ha ha, very funny. But so they go do the touch thing, blindfold him. And he touches like the first thing and he goes, oh, that feels like a mouse trap. Is this a mouse trap? And they go, yeah. And he goes, well, I'm not touching that. Fuck, bro, lie. Just go, nah, it's not a mouse trap. And then he touches them all. Boom, he gets it. So at the end of the day, they didn't get him, and all they do is just cover him in flour. And I'm like, okay.
They just pull out the cum powder and they just sprinkle it over.
So
it's just oh my god.
I don't think they had a lot. Those guys didn't have a lot
And
going
I was
upstairs.
like, damn, bro, you guys really got me. Did they?
Did they?
Did they really?
Wow, bro, flour. Just go for a shower. And the worst part's the cleanup. But I bet you they don't even clean it up. They probably have a maid that has to do it.
No, Mia does it.
Mia has to fucking do it.
Mia fucking does it.
Yeah.
And dude, she said nothing this whole episode, which sucks.
No, she made some good points. At the dinner party, she made a good point about how like
Oh yeah,
it's
that's
okay to be
right.
vulnerable to Nikita.
Oh, true. Yeah.
And then she had another good point at the start. I
I wish she had more like I don't know. Oh no, yeah, this caviar on the corner of this frame. Yeah, she made one appearance.
Yeah. The only thing was like she said like, hey, don't come near me because I can't see my grandparents, which is what a logical person would think.
And logic should not be in this.
Oh, logic. It's all about emotion, bro.
It's all about emotion in this house.
And then
Content.
finally, getting towards the end, I know we're scraping the bottom of a barrel here.
Dude.
Chase couldn't talk.
Because he's performing a concert
Yeah.
soon.
So I think he had COVID, but he doesn't have any symptoms, but he just has the sore throat. And he didn't want to or maybe
Yeah.
he just had a sore throat and didn't want to aggravate it.
I think it was because he'd just been singing a lot. I don't know if it was from COVID. I think it was he had a sore throat because he was just singing a lot.
Just too many. Where are you?
Where did I go wrong?
We're not singers. But yeah,
What are you talking about?
His manager rang up and said like, "Hey, you can't talk," and then he would reply and go, "Hey, don't talk, don't talk." I said no talking.
What do you mean don't talk?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when's the next time we're meeting up? Next. Don't talk. Don't talk.
Don't you fucking say a word. Yeah, okay. Don't
talk.
So do you want me to meet? So
was basically
from
that.
now.
And he took it well actually. In the rest of the episode, he just literally nodded his head and had a bit of paper. So credit to him. I thought he'd been like a bit of a jackass and been like, I don't care. It's my voice, my rules. But he took it on because he cares about his fans and he wants to be good for the concert that's coming up, we think, near the end.
I'm going to guess that's going to be somewhere towards the end.
Yeah.
I'm going to assume.
Which will be pretty interesting. We want to see who rocks up. That's the main point.
My bet, okay, let's guess the audience size. My bet is going to be somewhere around 30. That's my bet.
Just 30 people.
I reckon around 30 people.
You're so wrong. I reckon there's going to be 10,000 50-year-old middle-aged white males.
That would be so hot. I mean, that would be so concerning.
Because they would be there.
Imagine that though. He gets on stage. He's like, all right, guys, you just hear his manager in the back. Stop fucking talking. It's only been 4 days.
It's only 4 days.
But I need to do a concert. Shut the fuck up.
There'll be 50-year-old middle-aged white males there because there'll be 12-year-olds there. See?
Well, isn't that a concerning look at our society today? They're all like, you want a sugar daddy? Anyone here? Sugar daddy applications.
Hey, how do you like $3,000 a month and you don't have to do anything except talk for me?
And there's actually like, you know how there's like markets, you know, for like people sell like necklaces that they've made or like scarves. There's actually sugar daddy markets now where people will just, sugar daddies will set up and, you know, you can walk on through, you know, you can see what they're offering you. Maybe three.
I'm fucked.
I am kidding, of course.
Oh, fuck you. I was talking about, have you been getting, quick sidetrack, have you been getting people that get hacked and then they post about crypto?
Yeah.
So it looks legit. Because I was like, oh, fuck, like, we'll go with Tess. I'm like, oh, Tess, I know Tess. She posts. She still has the exact same account. But on her stories, it's weird. She just posts this black screen with, I made 10K in 1 month. And I'm like, oh, good on you, Tess. But then they post that like every hour. And I'm like, oh, and you're like, I think she's been hacked.
I think she might have been a hacky girl.
Fucking crypto is a hack.
It's just, Jesus Christ. When Kanye, speaking of crypto, just because all this shit's just so much more interesting than this fucking episode.
Yeah.
Kanye posted like a little notification saying, stop telling me to do an NFT. I make products for the real world, real music, real people. And I kind of respect that. I'm like, damn, Kanye, I feel you. Because he could make so much money off NFTs.
Yeah.
Like off like whether it's like some screenshots from his music videos or like some of the artwork that are like unreleased, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy covers or other album covers and shit. He can make so much money and he hasn't done it. I'm like, respect.
Like he needs more money.
But how does it know? How does it feel knowing that a man half your age who's a scrawny white guy is fucking your ex-wife? Make an NFT about that.
I know. Well, he called him out in the song. So
That's true.
We'll see where it goes from there.
Let's
Let's
get into the last thing in this episode, which is the dodgeball game, which they mentioned last episode, which I'm glad happened.
I'm very glad it happened.
Because it was the only somewhat, it was like, oh, this could be kind of entertaining to watch some of these people get a ball thrown at their face.
Yeah. But no, it was just B-roll because the main drama was Nikita and Larry going to be in the same room together.
They fucked up.
And they can finally meet And then Nikita does this, like, doesn't look at him and all that stuff. And I'm like, savage. And then Larry gets a bit butthurt.
They fucked up so bad. How did they not make this interesting?
Yeah, it sucked. They literally throw a couple things of like Chase throwing a ball. Nothing cool.
No one got like hit in the face. No one like
everyone wants to see Chase get hit in the face with a ball. Like people would love to see that. Or in the balls. Well, Nikita would love seeing the balls.
That's true. Nikita loves balls.
She loves the
There's
balls.
nothing Nikita loves more than balls.
And then eventually she sucks up and goes to Larry, and Larry goes like, why are you ghosting me? And then she goes, maybe because you threw me on the bus about COVID and nearly got me cancelled. And then he's like, yeah, but you ghosted me.
That's not the fucking problem, buddy. And he's like, oh, but I didn't know my managers did that. What the fuck do you mean you don't know your managers did that?
Well, he's just like, and he just tried to, oh yeah, I didn't know, like literally doing, I don't know what fucking, he's just being like a massive narcissist. Like it wasn't his fault. He didn't know. Don't blame me. I didn't know. Oh, I'm actually the victim here. Like, mate, own up for your actions. Shouldn't have gone to the party. Just say, hey, I shouldn't have gone. I'm sorry. And I'm sorry that it turned out this way. But he's like, it wasn't my fault. It's my manager.
And then they do like a shitty half hug.
Yeah.
And then Nikita doesn't seem completely over it.
I was going to say, but no offense, they just seem like that. They seem like those kind of people that just hold grudges and like drama. Yeah. And it kind of was like that fake apology, like, oh my gosh, besties. And then literally cut to the interviews and they're like, oh my gosh, like I fucking can't trust him. It's like,
I just can't trust him anymore. It's like, Jesus Christ, just end this for me.
End our suffering.
So next episode, I don't know. I don't actually.
Is it fake wedding?
It's a fake wedding, which we saw the synopsis. So it's like Alex throws a fake wedding for Caviar, which I don't think she's a fan of. So that could be interesting.
Let's see.
Because this episode sucked.
This episode was pretty shit.
It was just it. I don't want to ever go to LA after this. This is not the side of TikTok I see when I use TikTok. Like I don't get this kind of content. Like, which is great. I'm glad the algorithm keeps this away from me. But I don't know. It was just such a disappointing episode. I'm glad we got some content out of it. Hopefully, let's end with this little win.
Well, yeah. At least we got something positive. We can have a little win today.
Well, you've gone first the last episode, so I think I should
take the stage.
I will happily take the stage. My little win for today is watching the Great British Bake Off with my girlfriend. That was great.
Spoil anything. Don't spoil anything.
I'm not going to spoil it. All I'm going to say is that shit is hard. It's so good. The Great British Bake Off. You and your girlfriend got us into it, and we finished the season. We're ahead of you now. I won't say anything.
Wait till you watch. No, but we've seen the next season, and the next season's way better.
Okay,
it's so much better.
I'm pretty excited for the next season. To be honest, Great British Bake Off fucking slaps.
Yeah,
but pretty much it was just good, just being able to. It's super. We have a heat wave going on at the moment on the Gold Coast, so it was just good to just chill in some aircon, watch some good old cakes being made, and just have a laugh together. So that was my little win. What was yours?
Yeah, I've kind of just gone blank. I had it. I was thinking about it. I was trying to think that whole time.
It was that Tess made 10 grand on crypto.
Tess made 10 grand on crypto. Good on him. Holy shit. What would be my little win? Oh, my little win was Jasmine. We'll go back because you did an app thing about your goose thing on the laptop. So my MSO got me onto this app on my phone where it's called Notelet. Okay. And you can you can draw a little message and it'll go to their phone and it's like on a widget.
Cute.
So it's just like kind of there.
Do you do like cutesy, I love you, babe?
Well, that's the funny thing. She does cutesy like, oh, good morning and good night and all this stuff.
That's pretty cute.
And I just keep sending her penises. Like it's like super bad. I just can't stop drawing penises at every opportunity. And last night was pretty funny because I saw a TikTok. I stole off TikTok, but it was like, I drew like me laying in bed with a cloud and it said like me like dreaming about, and I just wrote your mum. And then I close out of it and I see what she sent me and she's like, good night. Like, hope you sleep well. I was like, fuck, ignore mine. And I felt so bad.
Fuck, that's pretty funny actually.
So it was pretty funny.
That's good.
But that's my little win. And hopefully it's better to next week. Next episode.
Fucking hope so, man. Because if it gets any worse, because we're going to finish it. There's no doubt about it. We're going to finish this series. But I just hope I survive to see the end of it. This has been the Little Wins podcast, episode 3 of the Hype House. I hope the next series we do is better.
Sorry, this episode is a bit grim, but we promise we're getting through. We're getting through this because of you guys. We'll keep doing it. We'll keep putting through the suffering, and
we'll see you for next week's episode.
Yeah. See ya.
Bye.